are doing this every single day at this exact time, actually like 5 minutes earlier than this. And we're doing this to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. So feel free to engage in the chat and the comments, and to make a little bit of progress towards our side split goals. All right, we are running a little bit late today because of technical difficulties. So I appreciate everybody who is already in and has been waiting around for me to get in. Let's get started with our first warm-up exercise. We're going to do 3 warm-up exercises and 5 stretches. And the first warm-up exercise is the hip car. The hip car is all about moving your hip and the leg through its full range of motion using your own muscles. All right, so we're going to start by lifting the knee as high as it can go. We're going to open up that hip as wide as it can go. Try to point your knee to the right or left, depending on how mirrored you're seeing this video. Rotate that leg so that the ankle is high. I'm gonna turn around so you can see how high I'm lifting up that ankle. And point that knee as high as you can go. Really contract the hip and those obliques. And then from there, we're going to take that leg down and back. You're flexing the glutes and you're flexing the hamstrings and you're pulling the leg back a little bit. So you're feeling the stretch here in the hip flexor. All right, we're gonna do that 10 times on both legs. I'm going to talk you through it so you don't have to remember exactly how it goes on the first try. I'm going to check the comments real quick. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. It is not Friday. It is definitely the weekend. All right. Whew, but thank you for coming in and hanging out with us on Saturday. I appreciate it. All right. Whew, let's go. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. We're doing hip cars. And these are all about working the muscles in your hip, and especially at the end range that you can reach, which tends to be where you're weakest, right? And the reason why we're doing this is because we're making sure we're preserving and expanding our range of motion, especially if you're working a desk job and not doing too much movement on the day-to-day. Your range of motion starts rapidly decreasing over the decades. And we've got a guest pup checking out my knees, confused about what I'm doing. I hope you guys enjoy the doggo companion. Whew. I think we've done more than 10 on that side. Whew. Thank you, ITZ Tanzania. Appreciate it. Oh, and we had a whole bunch of people joining on Instagram, or sorry, on TikTok, but I don't think any comments. So let's keep going. We're going to keep going with our hip cars on the left side. High knee, open up, rotate the leg so that the ankle and knee are as high as possible. Bring the leg down and back. So you're contracting the hamstrings and the glutes, feeling a little bit of that stretch in the hip flexor in the front. And let's keep going. 2, high knee, open, ankle, down and back. 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 This is 8. We're doing 10 in total. 9 and 10. A bunch of comments just came through. Liverpool, welcome back. Mary, thank you for sharing. All right. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Happy Saturday. All right, we just did hip cars in the forward direction. Now we're going to reverse and go backwards, all right? So it's the same exact movements. We're just going to go do them in the opposite order. The first movement, I guess, first position is flex the hamstring, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch in the front. Pull that leg back behind you. Then lift directly to the side. I'm going to face you now so you know what this looks like and not just that weird angle version. Bring that knee up and keep that ankle as high as possible. You can just barely see it here. I want you to lift it high, all right? Then, then lower it and bring your knee as high as possible. Then bring everything to the front and try to keep that knee as high as possible. Oh, man. Every time I do that slow demonstration, my hips get really tired. And because I'm talking so much, I never take the time to breathe and it just gets progressively more difficult. All right, we're doing our 10 reps. Let's go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. If you need a couple of seconds to catch up, go ahead and follow along. Tina, welcome back. It's good to see you. Whew. All right, we just did the right side, reverse car. Let's do the left side. Back, side, ooh, too far back, side, ankle, knee, 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 back, side, ankle, knee. I think that's 6, 4 more, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, all right, 10 hip cars, front, back, both legs. We are done with the first warm-up exercise. It's time for number 2. We're getting into elephant walks. I don't think any of you were on yesterday, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, let me know in the chat. But yesterday we did an elephant walk that is a little bit more traditional. It's the typical elephant walk. Basically, we get into this L shape. We bend one knee, we straighten the other. You can experiment with the leg positioning. You can experiment with the bent leg behind to feel more of a stretch in the hamstring. You can experiment with the bent leg in front to feel a different stretch in the bent leg hamstring. And how you want to do this is up to you, but we're going to spend all 10 reps just really trying to bring our belly button down as low as possible and shifting our weight, really stretching the hamstrings, feeling that stretch, and taking these nice and slow. Usually, I add in a whole bunch of twisting and stuff for our spines, which is really good for your back regardless. But I have been feeling that I've been getting excited about the twisting and not feeling the hamstring stretch as much as I should. And I really feel an intense hamstring stretch when we do the actual hamstring stretch. And I don't feel like I warmed up enough. So I'm going to pause on that for a little bit. Really focus on just feeling that hamstring, trying to bring the belly button down in these elephant walks, take them nice and slow, and see if the hamstring stretches feel a little bit better. Take a little bit less time to get into, and make a little bit more progress when we get into them. It's the next, or I guess it's 2 stretches from now, so you'll see the results in a little bit. All right, we're doing 10 of these on either side, so it will feel like 20 of them if you want to count right and then left as 1 and 2. Whew, man, my hamstrings are tired. I think we gotta be close to 10 by now. I've been talking for so long. All right, ooh, come on up, get out of that, shake the legs out. We're going for the third and final warm-up. We're doing some Cossack switches. I'm going to come in and check the chat a little bit more. No worries. Oh, Foxy Right, it's totally okay. You don't have to apologize for missing a day. If you're taking a day off to recover from the intensity of a workout, from stretches, that's good too. You got to take time to take care of your body. All right, Cossack switches. Let's go. We are widening our legs 2 times hips width. If you want to do shoulders width, it's about the same. It's not that important. What I want you to focus on is pointing your toes out about 30, 35, 40 degrees in both directions and trying to bring your knee over your toe. So if you're looking down over your knee, I want your toes to be right underneath. All right? From here, I want you to just lean into that side. Maybe do a little bit of bouncing. Maybe shift your hips a little bit. And I want you to end up in a position that looks a little bit like this. Your chest is pointing that way. Your knee is pointing slightly off to the side, but overall still in the same direction. And I want you to try and sit into this hip and relax. It's not that easy to relax. You're like flexing a whole bunch of muscles, but try your best to relax. You might notice your Achilles is tight. Your calves are getting stretched here. Your heel might come up off the ground as you lean into it more and more. If you're getting your heel to come off the ground, just come back a little bit. You don't have to lean so far deep. And that's it. On this side, I want you to notice that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are up. This is called external rotation of the leg, and we're going to use it for the side splits later, so I'm pointing out right now. All right, from here, I want you to try to get your butt to the other side. Same thing, but on the other side. The goal is to keep your hips as low as possible while you transition to the other side. But if you're struggling with that, you can make it a little bit easier by doing it not so low. All right, let's hang out here for a second and make sure that this joint is warmed up. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my left knee the last couple of days, and so I'm feeling a little bit achy here, but it's not so bad. The heel, the Achilles tendon, and the calf, maybe you're feeling a bit of a stretch here. And I want you to chill into that leg for just a couple more seconds. And try to relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. See if you can squish a little bit more. And all right, that's it. Let's keep going from side to side and get some more exercise out of this. All right, so we're down here in this position. And if you can't keep your butt really, really, really low as you get from side to side, you can always come up a little bit and then do a mini squat and come down. Okay, whatever makes sense for you. We're going to do 5 reps from side to side. So I guess we're going left 5 times. And I have no idea how many I've done. I feel like I've demonstrated at least 3. So let's do 2 more. And we'll wrap it here. We are getting ready for some stretches. I hope you are feeling warmed up. It's a little colder today here than it was yesterday, so I'm not sweating yet, but I am getting a little bit warm. Oh, all right. We just wrapped up our 3 warm-up exercises. I hope your body is feeling good. If you still need a little bit more, do whatever you need to do. We'll take a couple of seconds here. I'm going to do some little baby half squats and get those knees working a little bit, because like I said, my left knee is a little bit achy when I put a lot of pressure on it, and especially if I'm twisting like this. All right, I hope you got what you needed to get done. Let's get into our first stretch. The first stretch is a hamstring stretch, and the way I like to set it up, I think, is really good for beginners. So if you have a really good hamstring stretch for you going already, go ahead, stick with that. But if you're not so sure if you got the best hamstring stretch, follow along and we'll play around and see how you feel. All right. Start by standing up straight, and then we're going to take a nice big step forward with the leg we want to stretch. All right. In this case, my right leg is stepping forward, and we're going to bring our hips back as far back this way as you can. You should be trying to bring your chest horizontal, but if it's a little bit higher up because you can't get any deeper, that's totally fine. All right. From here, you should really feel that hamstring tightening up. All right. And I want you to imagine taking your belly button and bringing it to the thigh, touching the thigh, or maybe even going deeper and trying to touch the floor with it. Really, really try to compress. And this hamstring right here is going to tighten up so hard. When you rub your leg, it's going to feel like an old water bottle that's got like all the crinkles in it. Because I don't know, this is a bad example. I'm going to stop. All right, once you know what that feels like, I want you to stop there, and I want you to come down onto one knee. We're going to get onto the knee because it is a slightly different but very similar stretch, but it's lower to the ground, it's a little bit safer, and it makes most people a little bit more comfortable. Okay? From here, I want you to feel that same feeling that you just had when you were standing up, and try to get it again. Oh, man. When you feel like your hamstrings are already really tight, when you're in this position, I want you to take a nice deep breath. And on your exhale, try to drop a little bit deeper into that stretch. Really feel that hamstring. It is tight, 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 tight. All right. From here, I want you to keep imagining that you bring your belly button down to your thigh. We're going to apply that steady pressure for about 30 seconds. It shouldn't hurt, but it should be uncomfortable, okay? Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, man. Super intense hamstring stretch. I hope if you've been following along, you got a lot out of it, and now you've realized your hamstrings are so tight and they hurt so much. Okay, let's keep going. Whew, switching to the other side, same thing. If you want to start standing up straight, taking a big step forward, folding forward at the hips, feeling that hamstring stretch, and then putting your hips back, really enhancing that hamstring stretch. Take a couple of big breaths and release, and try to drop down a little bit more. Feel that stretch and how intense that feels. Now, if you want, you can stay in that same position and keep going from there. Or you can try to see if you can hit that same amount of intensity with one knee down on the ground. I'm pretty sure I can get very, very close. So, let's get into position and continue. We're going to bring that belly button down as close to the ground as possible, but you can imagine trying to fold your belly button down to touch your thigh if you like. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oi, okay. Hamstring stretch is done. My legs are so tired. All right, let's do a couple of little hoppy, jumpy movement things to get the blood flowing back in those legs. Make sure the muscles are still kind of working. A lot of the time after you do a bunch of stretching, your legs are kind of weird for a bit, right? And we got other stuff to do, so we don't want that to be happening. So move around, shake, 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 take a couple of seconds to rest, and now it's time to move on to the second stretch. We are doing butterfly. You might have seen a variation of the butterfly where you just sit down on the ground and you bend over like this, and that's it. We're going to do basically the same motion, but we're going to be very, very strict with how we do it, okay? So the first thing I recommend is you go to a wall. I have curtains and a glass door, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to rest my hips, my shoulders, my head against the wall. This flat surface will help keep things straight so you have good posture and you don't have to worry about that while you're doing the stretch, okay? Bring your feet together, pull them in, and you'll see your knees come up really high. What I want you to do is to use these outer thigh muscles, your glutes, contract them, and try to bring your knees down as low as they can go. You can rest your head against the wall and use that to pressure against the muscles and give you something to push against to help bring the knees down, okay? All right, I'm working on it. Now my knees are down to much, much, much closer. It's probably, 6 centimeters, 2.5 inches off the ground. Next, I'm gonna take the hands, I'm gonna apply steady pressure, and I'm gonna lock my arms and use my shoulders to push into my legs. And a lot of that pressure I'm feeling in the back of my head because the back of my head is pressing against the wall. This is why the wall is important. All right, that's it. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Try to bring your knees closer to the ground. Apply steady pressure. Contract those leg muscles and glutes. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, okay. Let the hands go. And then do some tiny, gentle movement with your hips first. This is called the butterfly, so you can flap your butterfly wings for a little bit. And when your legs start working again, come on up and out of that stretch. And let's move on to the next stretch. We're doing the standing pancake. I'm going to shake out my legs a little bit because it's still a little intense. Whew. Willie P says, what the heck? We're doing some pigeon stretches. Sorry, what am I talking about? We're doing some butterfly stretches. The next thing we're doing is pancake, and after that, we're doing some pigeon. That is the second of our 5 main stretches. We're going for number 3, and number 3 is standing pancake. It looks a little bit like this, except more intense angle. If you're new to this, I recommend you find a wall, same wall that we were just using, and step 1 foot in front of the wall, so that if you fall backwards, you fall only 30 centimeters backwards into something that will catch you. All right, so it'll help keep you safe. It'll keep you from getting injured, and because you feel safer, your body will relax a little bit more and help you get into a deeper pancake. All right, so from here, I recommend you open up those legs nice and wide. Take a deep breath, see if you can get a little bit deeper. As soon as it gets uncomfortable in the hips, I want you to fold forward. Ooh, my hips just cracked. Clearly it was already uncomfortable. And I want you to hang out here. This is the basic setup for a pancake. All right, I'm going to show it to you from the side. And it looks like this. Once you are folded forward, if your hips were a little uncomfortable before, you might find that you can actually go a little bit deeper, because before that discomfort was your hip bone and your leg bone hitting each other. And now that you've bent forward, those bones are in a different orientation. They no longer hit each other. All right, from here, I want you to try 2 things. 1, we can treat this like the hamstring stretch, where we stick the butt as far back as possible and stick our arms out and just hang out here. That is enough of a stretch for most people, and you'll just feel that stretch for 30 seconds. If you want to get a little bit more intense, you can try grabbing your legs and pulling yourself down. What I recommend is trying to keep your back relatively straight as you pull yourself down. Because your arms are so high up, it's really easy to go like this. That's not really the same, because your upper body can do all of this, all right? But your hips is what needs to shift. All right, I've been holding that position for a long time, so my legs are super tired. This is a long explanation. All right, I hope you're ready and about to be, or have been in position, because it's time to start our stretches. Pick the position you want to get into. Maybe it's this, and we're starting our 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, man. That is the standing pancake. I am tired. Whew. All right. Let's do a little bit of jogging in place. Shake those legs out. Relax. Those muscles. And we have finished 3 of the 5 stretches. We're going for number 4 and 5. There's something relaxing about doing the butterfly stretch. Not sure if that makes sense. Foxy Roxy, I think the butterfly stretch is the closest stretch to sitting in like a circle, like you do in elementary school, in like pre-K or kindergarten, 1st grade. And I think if you enjoyed school and you enjoyed like carpet time, it's definitely one of those like psychological tricks that we forget about as adults, that we go, oh yeah, you know, that was a nice time once. But that's just my assumption. I have no idea if that's true. I'm just making stuff up because I like to have something to talk about. All right, let's go. Number 4, we're doing the pigeon stretch. If you don't know what the pigeon stretch is, you might know the figure 4 stretch, and they're basically the same stretch. One is on your back, one's on your front. what we're doing is we're taking that leg, this ankle, we're bringing up to the opposite hip, and we're folding down towards that opposite hip. We're going to feel the stretch here, maybe a little bit in your obliques, and a little bit in that inner thigh. All right. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Pigeon version. That's something that's easy to Google, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to take our leg, we're going to shoot it perpendicular across our body, and then we're going to try and put our back leg straight behind us like we're laying down, okay? But we're laying down over our leg. I want you to try to keep your hips low and your chest low. Oh, wow. That was intense. I dropped into a little too fast, but I'm okay. And we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds. That's it. That's the Pigeon. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. All right, let's switch to the other side. Same thing. We're going to stick that back leg back as if we were just standing or laying down. And what we're really laying down onto is this leg that's bent across the body. All right, let's go. Chest down, hips down, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. Okay. Foxy Roxy, I know you mentioned the butterfly is a stretch you like to hang out in. I think the Pigeon is a stretch that is it's like painful to get into, but the longer I stay in it, the more impressed I am with how relaxing it can be. And for that reason, I really like the Pigeon stretch as a stretch that you can just go, oh, I should really do this more often. And it's always in the back of my head that I should do it more often, but it takes up like a bunch of space. And it's kind of like attention grabbing when you're doing that stretch. So like I prefer to do it in the privacy of my own home. So I don't end up doing very much of it. All right. We are going for stretch number 5, and we're about to wrap up. Let's see, how are we doing on time? It is 28 minutes into the session, but we started late, so it's already 34. Whew, it's time for the side splits. Let's go. If you have a back wall, I recommend you stand 1 foot or 1 step away from the wall, about 30 centimeters, so that you can lean back, touch your butt to it, and if you fall backwards, the wall will catch you, and you'll be pretty safe. All right? From here, I recommend you opening up those legs nice and wide. As soon as it gets uncomfortable in the hips right here because of the stretch, I want you to fold forward, put your hands down like you're about to do a push-up. Most of your body weight should be in your hands like you're about to do a push-up. And from here, you should externally rotate the legs. What that means is your heel is down, your toes are up, your knees are up, your quads are up. Everything in your leg is pointing up. And I want you to do that on both sides of your legs. All right? If this looks just like how we were setting up for the pancake, that is because it's basically the same so far. And what we're going to do next is hang out here for a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of wiggling from side to side. And see if your legs spread out a little bit further. From here, if you want to add more intensity, if you don't want to add any more intensity, you can stay here. Don't feel pressured. If you want to add a little bit more intensity, you can walk your hands back to your hips and try to get your whole entire body weight into or right above the hips, and that might increase your stretch or your discomfort. Whatever it is you choose, it's time to do our 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. As we're doing the stretch, you're free to move, you're free to adjust, get into deeper positions or less deep positions. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we are done with that. Crawl your hands forward, pull your legs out from underneath you. Thank you for suffering through that first one. We got 2 more to go for a total of 3. Oh, I like to do a little bit of movement after that stretch. We take a little bit of a break to let our muscles relax and not be so tight. And I like to shake my legs out a lot in between. Sometimes I do a couple little squats to make sure my muscles are still working and not just stiff and being going, oh, what happened to my legs? So go ahead and try that. Bliss Produce 109, thanks. Thank you. Oh no, she's not talking to me. Foxy Roxy was having a conversation. It took me 2 years to do a backflip on flat ground. Backflip because, oh man, there's so much conversation I must have missed because this makes no sense to me. Backflip because why not? I can't backflip. I've practiced and I've tried many times, and I've gained the skill and then quickly lost it due to fear, so I can't backflip anymore. But we have some videos actually on Instagram. One of them has like a 3-second thing way long ago, like 10 years ago, for me learning the backflip. All right, let's keep going. We got 2 more side splits to go. Thank you everybody for joining in. A lot of people engaged in the comments today. I appreciate it. If you have not introduced yourself, feel free to do so. We do this show live every single day at this time to practice consistency. So I'm here for you, and basically you're here for me too, because I'm still working on the side splits, right? And we hopefully build a little bit of community, so that's fun. You got people that you're doing side splits with, and you know, the real ultimate goal is that all of this stuff is really positive and good. You enjoy it, you keep coming back, so you make progress towards the side splits, or at least lower mobility stretches. All right, that's what we do. That's what we're here for. I hope you're enjoying it. We got 2 more side splits to go. Let's get into it. Same thing, if you're newer to side splits, I recommend you stand really close to that wall, just 1 step in front of it, so that if you fall back, the wall will catch you, okay? And from here, let's spread those legs apart nice and wide. Take a couple of deep breaths, chill. When there is discomfort in the hips, right here, I want you to fold forward, put your hands on the ground like you're about to do a push-up, but don't actually do the push-up because we're just trying to remove the pressure from your legs so that you can rotate your heel and your ankles, all right? What we want is your heel down and your toes up. Not just your toes, your knees and your quads, everything going up. And we want that on both legs, all right? Soon as I do that, you'll notice I'm sinking deeper into a side split looking-ish position. And that's because the bones in the hip and the leg sort of get in each other's way if you're oriented a little bit weird, and this toe pointing up thing while you're down here, that fixes that problem, all right? Whew, all right. Whole bunch of explanation. Hopefully some of it was helpful. If you already walk those hands back towards your hips so that more of your body weight is right over those leg muscles that are getting stretched, do a little bit of a wiggle from side to side so you can get any deeper. Maybe the friction on your floor and the stickiness of your sweaty skin or whatever is keeping you from getting into a deeper split. Use that wiggle to break that friction and get into a little bit deeper of a split. And that's it. We're done. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We're in the last couple of seconds. You can try to wiggle a little bit more to see if you can get a little bit more out of the stretch. Things change as we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Walk those push-up hands forward, bring the legs back together, do a little wiggle or a dance if you're struggling to get out of it, because I know I explained for so long at the beginning. Some of you might have been holding that stretch for way longer than 30 seconds. Oh, okay. Take a couple of deep breaths. Move, shake, relax that body. Do some stepping, jogging. Oh man, well that's a little bit intense. Do some knee raises and just let those muscles relax, because we have one more side split and we want to get the most out of that side split. So we want our bodies to be working when we do it. All right, I'm gonna come over, check the comments one last time. Whew, thanks, Bliss. Cool boy, I really can't. Last time I tried one, I really messed up my knee, and my knee is still bothering me like 10 years later. So I am not going to do that. But I appreciate your enthusiasm for backflips. There's a lot of great backflip content on YouTube, and I started, man, my first backflip was probably 15 years ago, and I was following a YouTuber who still does YouTube, Juji Mufu. But back in the day, he was like super thin and lean and like did martial arts, and he was doing all sorts of flips. Now he's super jacked and huge and a bodybuilder because it's cool for him and he's awesome. So days. All right, that's enough chit chat. We're going for our third and final side split stretch. Same thing, if you have a wall behind you, stand just a little bit in front. So if you fall backwards, you have the wall to catch you. Let's spread those legs nice and wide. Fold at the hips. Put the hands down to support you. Rotate the legs so that your your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up, and your quads are pointing up. I forgot what muscle I was talking about. And hang out here a little bit. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You should have noticed between the first round of stretches and this round of stretches that it might be easier to get into a deeper position than the first one that you started in. I am still slowly slipping deeper and deeper. So I think that means I'm going to add a little bit of a wiggle now. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And walk the hands back to the hips so that your body weight is mostly over your hips as much as possible. If you've been doing this with arms locked, your elbows completely locked, try intentionally bending your elbows. You sometimes don't understand how much of your weight is being supported when you lock out the elbows. When you bend the elbows, all of a sudden you'll feel a lot more weight in your hips. Give that a try. And that's it. That's all my tips. Let's go. Last 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk those hands forward. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Bring the legs together and do a little dance, wiggle, whatever you need to do. Celebrate that you just finished a whole bunch of side splits and your legs are still kind of working. So that's good. That's progress. All right. I think my legs are okay. So I'm going to come back over to the cameras and do the final spiel and say goodbye. All right, everybody. We just wrapped up. What is that? 38 minutes of live side split stretching. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for everybody who's still on watching and everybody who's participated in the comments. All of my regulars, Tina, all the new people who I don't think I've met before. Bliss, Cool Boy, Willie P, Nimra, and ITZ. It's Liverpool, of course. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and practicing consistency and engaging and building in the community. And I hope you guys had fun and made a little bit of progress towards your side split goals, because that's what we're here for. All right. Obligatory self-promotion and reminder. If you have not, hit follow, subscribe, make sure you get notified so that when I'm live again, you can come back and we can do more side splits together. And that's it. That's it. We're back 45 minutes ago tomorrow and for the rest of the month. So I hope to see you soon. Peace out. Actually, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the comments to make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you, Foxy Roxy. Have a good one, bye.